I'm recording a series of videos about why you are stuck in your career. This means what you want to do, your job, your business, that feeling of stuckness, something is not working. I'm not doing what I love, or what I'm doing should be what I love, but something about it doesn't work. So I'm recording short videos that there are a lot of reasons for this, and I'm recording a short video for every reason that I have encountered in myself or working with clients. Okay, you can find the entire series on my website. I'm going to put the link here in the description of the episode. So today what I want to talk about is getting stuck because of the gig economy. Right, you heard this right, because of the gig economy. Now, for some people, it's been working well. They have great stories. Great, this is not you, okay? But for some people, it's really been a reason of why they got stuck. So let me explain what I mean. First of all, there is, what we can say the good side of the gig economy, like more people can freelance, more people can find things and be flexible, right? All that stuff you hear about. But there's also the dark side, and that is that it's been engineered and it keeps being used for bigger companies to essentially take advantage of workers without paying them as employees, and still not treating them as a business to business transaction. Okay, so let me explain this what I mean. If I'm doing work for a small organization, maybe another solopreneur, right? We can negotiate the terms of our work together. Okay, not just pay, but how long it will take and who owns what. There are a lot of things you can negotiate. But when bigger companies use the gig economy to hire you as an independent contractor, even if it's legal, right? They have all their lawyers telling you how legal it is. You notice that you don't get to negotiate much, right? You don't go to Uber and negotiate how you want to do things. They'll say, like, oh, you're flexible. They do all the things that check the marks with the lawyers. But in fact, they decide all the terms and they can change all the terms. Okay. Now, what happens, and this is where people get stuck, is that they can't find their place. So they're not employees, so they can't really count on the pay, on the benefits, on the relational aspect of it, all these kind of things. But they're not able, or they don't quite, yeah, well, they're not able really to treat their business as a business. So they end up in this middle place where they cannot reap the rewards of either side. Okay. On top of that, entire fields, entire industries are getting sucked into this gig economy, in the dark side of the gig economy again, which is different than if you're doing business as a business with other businesses or consumers, right? The arts were probably some of the first ones, and we mentioned drivers, all sorts of things. Like even coaches now are getting sucked in these companies where they pay you very little for all the knowledge you have, and they want you to spend money on your certification, and they cannot guarantee things, right? So all of this type of well, first of all, economic insecurity is already a problem, and I'll make another video, probably more than one, on getting stuck because of money. But I think what gets people stuck is that they don't understand what's happening, and so they get sucked into this arrangement that essentially is not beneficial to anybody. And very often the way they get sucked into it is with the promise of, oh, well, you start this way, but then you'll be able to rise to the top, or to raise your prices, or blah blah blah. But any of these big gig economy platforms are built so that the majority of the people do not win, right? And they don't care, because they're working by volume, and they're working in a way that has nothing to do with how good you can make a living, or your business is, as one of the masses, right? All right, so what is a solution to this? I think what I would suggest, if this resonates with you and is a reason why you get stuck, is that you get very, very clear what you're doing, okay, and how what you're doing works independently of you. Just like, really, how does this work? So if you're an employee, then you learn what being an employee works, and you make the best of being an employee. You learn to negotiate salary, you learn to have good relationships with your colleagues, you learn how to manage, or how to manage up, all these kind of things, right? How to recognize a good working place from a bad one. In other words, you're an employee, you understand the rules of the game of being an employee. If you want to work for yourself, have a business. Meaning, really think of yourself as you're an independent business, and look at the gig economy for what it is, which is not the best way to do business for most people, right? For most people, that is not a way to a sustainable business. For some people it is, but again, I'm talking to you if you're stuck with it. And then you learn what the gig economy is like. You start really looking at how many people make it. How do you, if you want to have a really good experience here, if you want to protect yourself, all these kind of things. So if you're getting stuck, look into, are you getting sucked into the dark side of the gig economy, not understanding what the game is like, and feeling in between being an employee and having your own business? And if that's the case, understand the nature of what it's like to be in the gig economy, understand the nature of being an employee, and understand the rules of the game of having a sustainable business, and choose accordingly. All right, I'm gonna record many more of these, and I've recorded more of these, so keep watching. You will find them all at the page here in the notes at repurposeyourpurpose.com. And don't forget to like my channel so you get the next video. Bye.